Okay, we started. Today I put it on Facebook Live before I started recording because I got on early to hopefully be able to get on. So far, so good. So today, I guess in honor of this new training, I'm going to share examples of friendly parents because the training is called Friendly Parents, Happy Kids. So may as well get started. Okay. All right, screen share. I gathered a lot of stories, giving examples of parents working in harmony with their kids. And so you'll be able to see the different choices that they make. There are many points where they could choose to do something that is not in harmony, but they choose harmony and prefer to be friendly parents. So, taking care of each other. Gordon has just come home from work. In an hour, he has to go out again to a meeting. He asked his sons to have dinner ready so he could have a little time to rest. He is really looking forward to the enchilada casserole. There is no one in the kitchen. The oven is not on. There is no delicious smell of enchilada casserole. Gordon finds the boys in Raven's room playing Nintendo. Hi, Dad. How was your day? Well, except for not coming home to enchilada casserole, it was fine, though I am a little tired. The boys look at him with blank expressions. Remember, you agreed to have dinner ready when I got home tonight? I have a meeting, and I want to be able to rest a little. Oh, we thought the casserole was for Thursday, your regular meeting night, not tonight. Well, there goes my rest. Let's get busy with dinner. We'll have to work fast if I'm going to get out of here on time. We also have to decide what to make for dinner. See, here he could have done a lot more complaining, but that wasn't in him to do. No, Dad, you need the rest. Sage and I can make dinner. We'll make burritos. That will be quick, and we have all the ingredients. Thanks, boys. You're so thoughtful and give me so much help. I don't know what I'd do without you. I just had a thought. If there are things I would like you to do, would you like me to write the instructions down clearly? Then maybe we can avoid misunderstandings like this. Sure, Dad. Maybe we could write down all the things we each agree to. Then we'll be sure we understand what we've said we'll do, and it will help us not to forget. Yeah, let's write down now that Raven and I will make enchilada casserole and salad before you get home from work on Thursday. Good idea. And I'll write that I have to have the ingredients in the house before that. Gordon was not pleased with the situation that he came home to, but he was sure there was some reasonable explanation. He let the boys know what he needed. When he realized the situation was due to a misunderstanding and perhaps a lack of communication, he decided to get on with it. The boys took the initiative to make sure his needs were met. He would get his rest, his dinner, and even his enchilada casserole, though not exactly as he had expected. The family also took this opportunity to begin a new practice that can help them avoid such mix-ups in the future. When you're in a hurry, Dawn hangs up the phone and goes to knock on her 4-year-old son's door. She hears, "Come in." She finds Mark totally engrossed in Legos. "That was your grandfather on the phone. He said your grandmother wants us to come over right away. We have to leave immediately. I'm sorry you couldn't have more of a warning and more time to get ready. I'll get your jacket and meet you by the door." Mark puts on his shoes and rushes from his room. Dawn helps him on with his jacket to speed things up. Then Mark dashes toward the kitchen and out the back door. "Mark, where are you going? We're in a hurry." Mark rushes back to the kitchen. He's carrying a beautiful yellow rose. "Grandmother loves yellow roses." "Mark, that is a very thoughtful gift, and thank you for getting it so quickly." It is good to warn your children before you want them to stop what they're doing. Also, to leave time for negotiations in case some are necessary. However, this was one of those times when it was impossible. Fortunately, Mark was content with the arrangements, even though Dawn was feeling rushed when Mark headed off in the other direction. She knew that he must have some good reason. She was hoping that he really understood the need for speed. When she saw that he did, his gift of love, her appreciation radiated from her. Let's examine what might happen if Mark had not wanted to go to his grandparents. "I don't want to go. I'm having fun with my Legos." "I see that you are, but I don't see how you can stay here alone, Mark. That would make me feel very uncomfortable. There would be no one to help you if you needed help." "I don't like to visit them. It's boring. And grandmother always kisses me and grandfather pinches my cheeks, and I don't like that." "Would you feel better if I asked them not to do that and you can bring along some things to do while we're there? You could play in the guest bedroom while I'm visiting with them." "Could I bring my Legos?" "Sure, let's pack them. I'll help you because I'm really in a hurry." This process may take slightly longer than the first example, but everyone's needs are taken into account. It would have taken much longer if they had thought about it. If she had tried to assert her authority over Mark, it would have caused suffering for Mark, feeling that his needs didn't matter. For her, getting tense and angry toward Mark, and for the grandparents having to put up with all the bad feelings and not understanding why Mark was so reluctant to be with them. Trusting, protecting. Mom, Billy invited me to go camping with him and his brother this weekend. I'm really excited, just as guys. I'm happy for you, Elliot, but I have to admit it makes me nervous. Why? I'm afraid Derek might not be responsible enough to take care of you two boys. Mom, he's 18. He graduated from high school. He could teach us cool stuff about camping. I'm sure he could. It's just that I'm worried that he might drink and drive. I overheard two girls talking about him in the clinic today. They were saying how lucky he was that he didn't have an accident or something after he insisted on driving home after he'd been drinking at a party last weekend. Now, do you understand why I'm concerned? I really want to go. Maybe we could talk to him, or maybe Uncle Hans could go with us. He knows a lot about camping too. I have to get some water. Just a minute. Those are both good ideas. I think I'd feel best if we talked to Derek and if Uncle Hans went along. If Hans thought Derek did a good job, maybe I'd be willing to trust him to take care of you another time without Hans. You are very precious to me. I love you too, Mom. I'm sure we can work something out. Jennifer was pleased with her son's excitement and did not want to put a damper on it, but her concern for his safety had to be expressed. Now, this is not saying that you have to express concern for safety if you're not feeling that. But if you are, if it's something that matters to you, if that's the way you respond to something, then it's very important to share that information. But just think of it as information and that you can find some agreement in the process. He respected her needs and came up with two acceptable ideas that could be the solution to her problem. And here it's pointing out that he is not concerned. It's not his problem, but it is her problem. And he wants to help come to an agreeable solution with this. Okay, moving beyond procrastination. Grace has been sitting at her typewriter since dawn, finishing up an article that she has to get into the mail by 3 o'clock. Her head is aching and she is very glad of a chance to put her feet up. Her daughter rushes into the house after her dance class. Mom, I forgot today is the last day to sign up for those circus classes. Will you drive me? We've got to hurry. They close in half an hour. Misty, I'm too tired and I have a headache. Oh, Mom, I'm sorry. Oh dear, what am I going to do? I really wanted to learn all those circus skills, and so many of my friends have signed up. The whole summer will be spent preparing for a performance just before school starts. I'd love to be able to help you, but the thought of driving across town right now makes me feel even worse. Too bad we're procrastinators. What's a procrastinator? Someone who puts off getting things done until the last minute or until it's too late. Well, I don't want it to be too late for me. I'm going to call our neighbors. Maybe one of them will drive me. Try Mrs. Evans. She has two teenagers. If she can't drive you, maybe one of them can. They can even use our car. Mom, that was a great idea. Tracy's coming over right now. I'm sure we'll make it in time. I'm glad it's working out for you, dear. I love you, Mom, and I hope you feel better soon. You know what? I've decided I'm not going to be a procrastinator anymore. It causes too much trouble. I think I'll join you. If I hadn't procrastinated, I wouldn't have a headache right now. Let's think up an affirmation. What about I get my work done on time? I think I'll say, I get done what I want to get done at just the right time. That sounds good to me too. There's Tracy. The car keys are in the little pouch on the outside of my purse. It only takes 15 minutes to drive across town. You'll make it. See you later. Bye, Mom, and thanks. Grace feels horrible. She wishes she could drive her daughter, but she knows that that would be wrong for her. Fortunately, her daughter is a determined person and is not going to let a little setback get in her way. She wouldn't want her mother to drive with a headache anyway. She decides what to do, accepts her mother's suggestion, and solves her own problem. She also decides to change her behavior. This is an inspiration to her mother, and together they begin their new work to improve their lives. Where there's a will, there's a way. But Dad, I have plans for that week. I'm going camping with some of my friends. I'm sorry, Toby. I didn't know you had anything planned. I was going to tell you tonight. I thought 2 weeks in advance would be enough notice. I'll need to take some of the camping gear. You're talking as if you're going camping, but we haven't discussed this enough for me yet. I still want you to go to Washington with me that week. Any other week, Dad, just not that one. I can't do that. My office is sending me for a meeting that week, and I just got a call from your grandmother that all the arrangements are made for the family reunion. I thought 2 weeks would be enough advance warning, too. Can't you make your camping trip for another week? We can't. Jeremy is leaving after the camping trip for the rest of the summer, and Craig is coming up especially for the trip. I would hate to miss it. I don't see how we're going to work this one out. Not so we're both happy with the results and feel we're getting what we need. I suppose you could go on your camping trip and I could go to Washington, but it's not really what I want. I was really looking forward to exploring with you and also having you with me at the family reunion. No one has seen you there since you were a little boy. When exactly is your meeting, Dad? I have one meeting that's on Wednesday and another on Thursday. The family reunion is on Saturday. I thought that on Monday, Tuesday, maybe Friday, maybe Sunday, you and I would have time together to go adventuring. Which Saturday is the reunion? Before your meetings or after? After. What's your plan? I'm thinking that this has got to work out. Do you think you could take off the Monday and Tuesday after the meetings instead of the one before? I think I could work that. Why? Maybe we could leave for our camping trip a couple days early so I get the full time with my friends. On Thursday or Friday, I fly to Washington. Toby, that's great. You're becoming a master negotiator. I could not imagine how this would work. Thanks for your efforts and thanks for understanding how important this trip is to me. So you can see how smoothly things can go, even if they seem impossible, as long as people keep open that there's got to be a way, then a way is found. Anyway, that's what an example here. I even over the weekend, I thought of a situation in my life where it was kind of like this. It didn't seem like it would work out, and it turned out it didn't. But over the weekend, thinking of the one rule, actually, I thought, how could this how could it have worked? How could it possibly have worked if I knew about the one rule in those days? And an idea came to me, which had never been there before, that yes, it could have worked out, would have been a major difference in my life. So, okay, money matters. Dad, I need to talk with you about finances. Now that I'm going with Shelley, I need more money. Oh, I thought girls paid their own way these days, women's lib and all. Well, they probably do more than when you were young, but they really like a guy to buy them little presents, and they admire a dude who pays their way into movies and dances and pays for dinner and whatever. I like girls. I want to treat them nice. So you need more money to do all this. Definitely. So you came to me hoping that I could give you more money. That, and even if you can't, you might have good ideas about how I can get more money. Well, to start with, I can give you 20 more a month. Dad, that's great. I never thought you could afford that much. Well, I'm making more at the shop, and I've been thinking about raising your allowance for about a month. But even so, I think now is a good time to try your hand at earning some of your money at a job. You do chores around the house, but if you like, I could really use your help at the shop. Since we have more business, I thought I would hire someone to help keep the place clean, keep the tools clean and in order, run errands, that kind of thing. I'm giving you the first crack at the job. Are you interested? Could I learn about working on cars? Sure. I'd start you out at minimum wage, and if you like the work and prove yourself a valuable worker, your salary could go up quickly. I'd sure like to give it a try, Dad. I've got a feeling my life is only going to get more expensive from here, and not just because of girls. It can be exciting to earn your own money, but I don't want this to interfere with your schoolwork, so we'll have to work out a schedule that takes that into account. I have to tell you, I'm really looking forward to this. Me too, Dad. Okay, now this is a little different. I did go through this one last week, but I decided I was going to leave it in and go through it again today when we're talking about friendly parents. because this is a situation where the parent was definitely not friendly and problems grew out of that. And this is the turning point for this parent and her son. First her, because she, well, you'll see. Anyway, starting with an attitude. Jeremy, I need to talk with you. What'd I do wrong this time? You didn't do anything wrong. Did I say you did something wrong? I thought that was the only time you wanted to talk with me, to me. Cynthia is starting to get upset with her son. She hates it when he talks to her this way, but she doesn't want to start this new approach off on the wrong foot. She doesn't think it would be very respectful to tell him to keep his attitude to himself. So she controls her first impulse. Jeremy, I just want to tell you about a class I'm taking. I think you'll be interested. A class? I thought you had all the answers, Mom. You're the authority. What do you need a class for? Jeremy, please don't. I'm tired of fighting with you all the time. That's what I need a class for. I want us to get along. It's kind of late for that, don't you think? I know what you mean, Jeremy, but I hope not. I hope not. I don't have much faith in this class of yours, Mom. I can't imagine that a class is going to change our great relationship. I just want to tell you that I don't want to fight with you anymore. I'm sick of it. Yeah, well, I've been sick of it for a long time. Mom, I'm out of here. For several weeks, Cynthia doesn't mention her class. She also doesn't fight with Jeremy, at least not much. When she finds herself fighting, she leaves the room. One day, as she's leaving the room to keep from fighting with him, Jeremy says, "Hey, Mom, you were right about your class. You really have stopped fighting with me. I didn't believe you would really do it. What is this class anyway?" Through her patience and persistence, Cynthia earned the beginning of Jeremy's trust and respect. By improving one aspect of their relationship, she has laid the foundation cornerstone for a more satisfying relationship with her son. She laid it true and strong. Now they can work together to build the rest. Appreciating what is. Robin, yesterday you told me that after school you were going to Jennifer's house. Today, Mrs. Lee said you never came to their house and that she saw you playing baseball in the park. It really hurts my feelings when you lie to me, and I like to know where you are. Kristen was determined to use her new skills, sharing her feelings, not trying to trap her daughter in a lie, not giving in to her pattern of seeing her daughter's actions as wrongdoings, deserving punishments. And we could add using the one rule. That will be added when this story is when I'm getting this story ready to put in the Friendly Parents, Happy Kids storybook. That's coming. I'm sorry, Mom. I thought you would be mad and wouldn't let me go play baseball. I'm sorry too, because in the past that would have been true. Remember our little talk yesterday evening about the class I've been taking? Well, I really want things to be different. I want us to have a good relationship. I really want you to begin to make your own decisions about your own life. I know you said that, but it's hard to believe that it is really going to be different. I know you hate it when I do tomboy things, and I want to please you, but I love them. They make me happy. The other kids say I'm a great player. Thank you, Robin. Thank you for sharing this with me. I'm sorry I've made it so difficult for you to be you. I guess I wanted a daughter who wanted beautiful clothes and to play dress up and study ballet. I realize now that these things don't appeal to you. I'm so sorry I've tried to force you to be someone you are not. I love you very much, and I want to do my best to support the kind of life you want to live. Since I'm not familiar with these activities, you will have to educate me and let me know what you need from me. Mom, this is one of the nicest things you've ever said to me. I've always felt bad that I'm not the kind of daughter you want. Who knows? Maybe when I'm older, I will want to dress up in fancy clothes. Maybe you will, sweetheart, but right now I feel very good with the way you are. I already feel like a better person for wanting you to be yourself instead of someone I created in my mind. So tell me, what can I do to help you live the life you want to live? I hope you mean that, Mom, because I need a lot of equipment and clothing. The other kids have been sharing with me for a long time. Yes, I do mean that, but I have to warn you, I can't promise I'll ever really love baseball. That's okay, Mom. I'll do my best not to lie to you again. I promise. I need a little water here. And on to the next friendly parent story. Mommy, River took my doll. Oh, this is called hearing both sides. Mommy, River took my doll and he won't give it back. It's my favorite doll. I want her back, Mommy. Make River give her back. I'm so sorry he took your doll. I wonder what's going on. Dana is determined not to get sucked into telling her children what to do. She really wants them to solve their own problems, though she realizes they will need lots of practice to be so good at it that they don't need her help. She has learned that there is always more than one side to any story. Make him give her back, Mommy. Do you have any idea why River would do such a thing? He just likes to be mean to me. I wasn't doing anything to him. Yesterday, he said I could use his wagon. Now he says I can't. And he won't give me my doll back, my doll, until I give him the wagon. But he said I could use it, and I worked hard to fix it up for my doll. I see. It sounds to me like there's some kind of mix-up here. Should we go talk with River and see if we can sort things out? Yeah, he's out in the back. Make him give me the doll, okay, Mommy? We'll figure this out so you both feel good. Hi, River, what's going on? She can have her doll when she gives me my wagon. But you said I could use your wagon and I worked hard to fix it up. I said you could use it yesterday, not today. Anyway, I needed to carry the kittens to the mall. You're giving away the kittens? Could I go with you and help you give away the kittens? Yeah, I guess so, but don't cause me any trouble. No, I won't. Shall I take the stuff out of the wagon and can I have my doll back? Here's your doll. You clean out the wagon and I'll get the kittens ready. When children hit. I wondered if this would be in there. What? Daddy, Michael hit me. Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry you got hit. Let me hold you. Dalen is determined not to give in to his first angry urge to punish Michael. He remembers that first his daughter needs comforting. He holds her and strokes her hair. He also remembers that there are always at least two sides to any story. I just wanted to get my Game Boy out of his room. He had it for a long time. He's had it for a long time, and I want to play with it. I didn't want to go out of his room until he gave me my Game Boy, so he hit me. Let's go talk with Michael. Dalen takes deep, slow breaths, inhaling and then being sure to exhale, to calm himself as he walks slowly to Michael's room. He knocks on the door. Michael, we would like to talk with you. What do you want? Can we come in or would you join us out here? I can hear you through the door. I'd feel much better if I could see you. I'm not going to hurt you. Dalen remembers to keep sharing his feelings and his needs and to speak respectfully to his son. Okay, come in. Thanks, Michael. I need to tell you that it upsets me when you hit your sister. She hit me. Well, you didn't tell me that, Claire. I don't like you to hit him either. He wouldn't give me my toy. It's special. I don't like it when you hit each other to try to get what you want. You hit us. You're right, Michael. I used to hit you, and I'm very sorry I did. I thought it was the right thing to do. Now I know it was wrong, very wrong, and I promise never to do it again. Oh, all right. I guess I won't hit her anymore either. Here's your Game Boy, Claire, but don't come in my room without my permission. It really makes me mad. That's why I wouldn't give you your Game Boy. Okay, Michael, I won't come in your room without asking you. And Michael, I won't hit you either. We'll be a no-hitting family. Yes, Claire, that's exactly what we are. Thank you both for working this out so well. I think we have a great family, and I love you both. Trouble with teachers. So here's another example, not this coming one, but the past one, of a parent who's used to being harsh with his kids and how he has shifted. He has shifted and they have shifted. And now, as Claire said, they are a no-hitting family and they're getting along. And he's glad that they worked it out. All good things. Trouble with teachers. I hate my teacher. You're having some problem with him? He says that until I finish my report, I have to stay in during lunch recess. That's the only part of school that I like. I hate him. I wish he were dead. I can understand why you're upset. It seems like he's punishing you because you have not finished the work he assigned. He is punishing me. He didn't make Rachel stay in, and she's not done either. Rachel's not done either, but she gets to go out at lunch. Well, she's almost done, and she said she'd finish it tonight. But you have too much to do to finish tonight. Yeah, but I hate writing that dumb report. You have to write about something you don't like? No, I like this subject. I'm writing about Kodiak bears. I like reading about them. I just hate writing reports. I understand. I wonder what can be done about it. I don't like you to miss lunch recess either. Would you like me to talk with your teacher? I already did. He said everyone's report is due tomorrow, and by having me stay in during lunch recess, he's giving me extra time to finish. I guess I shouldn't have spent my time drawing and writing a story about a mountain man making friends with a Kodiak bear cub. If I'd just done the report, I would have been done on time. I guess I got distracted. At least that's what Mr. Jensen said. Ryan, do you have your picture and your story here? I'd really like to see them. Yeah, I brought all my report stuff home. I thought if I work on it tonight, I won't have to spend so many recesses in class. Ryan, I think this picture is great. See, it even shows its habitat. This story is wonderful. I've learned a lot about the Kodiak just by reading it, and it's interesting too. Yeah, reports are so boring. Ryan, did you show these to Mr. Jensen? Yeah, that's when he said I was getting distracted. Did he read this story? Yeah, he said I could turn them in with my report for extra credit. He said they were good, but that I have to learn to follow directions and not get so easily distracted on my own projects. He said I can do my own projects at home. He said at school I need to work on what he assigns. He said he knows best how to prepare me for junior high and high school. Polly is really upset with this attitude on the part of the teacher. She believes that Ryan has done excellent work, and even though it does not meet the form the teacher assigned, she believes it will cover all the material more than adequately. She wants her son to be able to continue to develop his drawing and creative, informative writing. She does not want him to waste his time writing reports which are to him are boring, and to learn to hate learning. Ryan, if it's okay with Mr. Jensen, let's see if we can't come to some agreement about the type of work you do in class. If he isn't cooperative, then I'd like to visit the other fifth grade class and see if that teacher might be better for you than Mr. Jensen. It seems to me that he might not be the best teacher for you. The only other teacher is Miss Higson. I'm really glad I didn't get her class. All the kids say she is totally mean. And I'm afraid that if you talk to Mr. Jensen, he'll be even harder on me than he has been. Ryan, if Mr. Jensen is not as helpful as I would like him to be, then I would like to talk to you about home study. Have you ever heard of home study? No? It's where you do your studies at home and places other than school. You might have to study some state-required subjects, but you can study them in your own way. You can study when you want to, and you can study whatever other subjects interest you. It seems to me that what you learned about the Kodiak and the way you've shared what you learned is at least as good as a report, and for you, it's better. It's not good to spend your time doing things you hate. It just makes the world a more unhappy place rather than a happier one. When would I get to be with my friends? You could be with them after school, on weekends, and during holidays. I'd miss lunch recess, and I'd miss having class with Jeremy. Maybe he'd like to do home study too. If it's necessary, I'll talk with Jeremy's mother. She'll probably agree to this if he wants to do it. It's a good thing I have a teaching credential. That would make things easier with the school officials. But first, I'm going to talk with Mr. Jensen. If we can work things out with him, then you can still go to school with your friends and have fun with them at lunch recess. Even if Mr. Jensen is pleasant to me, Ryan, you have to let me know how things go in the classroom, whether you're happy there, okay? But what about the report that is due tomorrow? I'll call Mr. Jensen right now and try to get an appointment with him this afternoon. You just plan to turn in your story in the picture, and I'll make sure that it's okay one way or another, even if I have to go with you in the morning if you can't see me today. Okay, Mom, hope this works. Okay, now starting out, a friendly parent following baby. Sam and his mother Iris were exploring a pathway in Aquatic Park. She was so glad he could finally walk. He's getting so heavy, and she was getting tired of carrying him. It's been more than a year of carrying him. Iris was feeling quite peaceful and satisfied, keeping an eye on him and watching the waves lap against the sand. She felt tugging on her skirt. Looking down, she saw his sweet baby arms reach up to her. Up! She had learned that there's always some reason for what he wants. She picked him up. He bounced in her arms and pointed back the way they had just come. She walked back. When they reached the last shop they passed, he pointed up. Dad? There was one of the most spectacular kites she'd ever seen. So often Sam offers her wonderful experiences and adventures. Doctor's orders. Yesterday, Lindy hurt her back, and her chiropractor gave her strict instructions not to lift heavy objects. She said that included Maddie. Lindy is certainly glad that Maddie can walk now, but she's not sure how this is going to work. Everything went fine until she was making dinner. Maddie was hungry and tired, and he wanted her to pick him up. Maddie, my back is hurt. I can't pick you up right now. Uppy. He leans against her legs, stretching up his arms. She knows he wouldn't ask if he didn't need her, but she really can't lift him. She turns off the stove, walks to the chair, and sits down. Come here, Maddie. I can hold you here. Maddie runs over and climbs up into her lap. They hug each other for a couple of minutes. Then they sing a few of their favorite songs. Maddie, now I have to finish making dinner. Randy and Eva and Wendy are coming for dinner. Your daddy will be home soon and he really appreciates it when food is ready. He's usually so hungry. I need you to get down. You can go find the kitty. She's probably hungry too. Maddie clings to her neck. Oh, Maddie, I really have to finish dinner. I'm sure you want food too. She doesn't want Maddie to be unhappy, but she can't hold him while she's standing up and she wants to finish preparing dinner. Maddie, would you like to watch me work? You can sit on the counter. You can help me. She puts him down. Come with me, Maddie. She stands up and reaches down her hand as she walks to the stove. She moves the stepping stool over near the counter. Mommy, uppy, Maddie runs over to her. I can't pick you up, but you can climb up here. I'll help you. Then you can help me. Lindy puts a small towel on the counter for him to sit on and helps him climb up. She stands in front of him to make sure he won't fall off. Here, Maddie, will you hold this spoon for me? Do you want a piece of apricot? She's so relieved. This has worked out well. So far, so good. Errands with baby. It's been a busy morning, so many errands to do. One advantage of living in a small town is that all the shops are within easy walking distance. Terry has been so patient, content to sit in her stroller and watch life unfold. Of course, the snacks and juice her father Dean brought along have helped a lot. When they stop in front of a pet store so that her father can chat with one of his friends, Terry starts to climb out of her stroller. She is never belted in anymore since she started crying every time her parents tried to fasten the belt. Dean notices what she's doing. Terry, we're not done with our errands yet. Please get back in your stroller. He bends over to help her in. Terry twists to avoid getting in and leans away from the stroller. Ow, ow. Dean lets go of her. She's been very cooperative this morning. I guess I have to follow her good example and be a good cooperative example myself, he says to his friend. Terry runs over to look at the puppies in the window. Her father moves close to her as he continues to talk with his friend. Then his friend leaves. Okay, Terry, let's go. Terry runs in through the open door of the store. Inside there are kittens, more puppies, birds, mice, rats, hamsters, fish, and bunnies. Daddy, Daddy, look! Her father sees the delight and wonder on her face. He still has a couple of errands to do before they head for home. He has a lot of editing to do that afternoon before his article is ready to mail. He watches the concentration on his daughter's face as she watches the mice scurry around their mouse house. What's another 5 minutes or even 15? Even half an hour wouldn't really be a problem. Let her have her errand too. After 10 minutes, Terry comes over to her father. Up, Daddy, I hungry, I tired, no stroller. Just a second, Terry. He puts packages in the stroller and then picks up his daughter. She hugs him and snuggles her face against his neck. We don't have any more snacks with us. Let's get you an apple at the corner. Then I have 2 more stops and we can go home and have lunch. It feels good to hold this sweet, loving child, to have her trust and affection. At the corner, Terry picks out the apple she wants. Her father gives her the money to pay for it. Climb into your stroller and I'll cut up this apple for you. After she's settled with her thinly cut apple slices, let's go. You can help me with the last 2 errands. Oh, look at all the flowers. He's hoping that the apple, his conversation, and involving her in his errands will be enough to keep her awake until after lunch. Then it would be great if she took a nice long nap. I think that was, yeah, that was as far as I was going to go today. If we had time, I was going to go through this slideshow, but we don't. So let's take a look at this. Oh, great. I don't know if this is going to work either. Okay, this was the second promotion. I haven't put the third one out. Maybe it will go out tomorrow, maybe not until the next day. And this is one of the things that you will get with this second promotion, even the third promotion, even the first promotion. This was part of it. From now on, you can check in the various places where you have connection with me, because I'm going to try and have a different promotion every day. And I will repeat them, especially if you let me know that there's a certain promotion that you want that is not up anymore. I will put it up at any request that people have. So I've given the first training, the Friendly Parent, Happy Kids training. It went really well. You get a home study version when the training is one of the options. And for the first 2, and for the next one, it's going to be one of the options. If it's just for the member side, it wouldn't be one of the options. You'll get the home study version of it, but not the live version interacting with me. So promotions is one of the main things I'll be doing for everyone, and reaching out to letting new people know about all of these. That will also be. So I'm going to stop the screen share. Okay. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed all those stories. And one of the promotions will be for the new storybook. So have a great week being a friendly parent using the one rule. Okay, I'm going to stop Facebook Live and stop recording. Have a great week, everyone.